At Ryerson, we've been developing a reconfigurable multi-touch capable UAV ground control station. The system itself was developed in order to try and improve UAV operator workload conditions. This was accomplished using NASA's Task Load Index, or TLX. This video shows the designed multi-touch system that gives users access to touch inputs and full user interface reconfigurability. Both of the tested systems utilize a top tab bar to efficiently manage the amount of screen space that is available. Upon starting the program, the user is given access to the same preset tabs as the mouse and keyboard system. However, this user interface also gives access to a few new instruments that would allow users to take full advantage of the touch input commands. The first new instrument is the throttle controller, which removed the need for a physical throttle. The second was the flap controller, which moved the flap controls from the keyboard to an easily accessible slider. And finally, they were given access to a navigational map that could be easily manipulated through drag and pinch to zoom commands, thus allowing for more accurate flight path navigation. The other key feature of this particular system was the ability to reconfigure the user interface at any point during the testing procedure. The user was allowed to create up to 6 additional custom tabs, which started out as blank slates. They could then easily add any instruments to these tabs by pulling out the side tab bar and dragging the desired instrument onto the screen, at which point the user could reposition or rescale any displayed panel so that the interface could be configured to their specific needs. In this demonstration, the user put the key instruments that they were going to be constantly monitoring and interacting with all in a single custom tab to reduce their need to consistently switch between tabs. The testing process required participants to fly through either 5 or 7 waypoints depending on the test, and to use a fictional payload controller within a specified area. In total, participants had to complete 4 tests, 2 using the mouse and keyboard interface and 2 using the currently shown multi-touch version. This video demonstration shows the second test that was completed for each interface, which was considered the more difficult flight test. It required users to fly through 7 waypoints, which could be seen on the map display, and they also had to utilize the payload controller within a circular 4-kilometer radius area. When users successfully flew the aircraft through the displayed waypoint circle, it would change color from the initial maroon color to a bright green. In addition, participants were given free rein over the order in which they tackled each of the waypoints. Finally, if they missed a particular waypoint, they did not fail. They were just tasked with flying back around until they successfully flew through it. The fictional payload controller required the participant to locate and neutralize a specified target. The payload controller presented to the user a variety of moving and color targets shown as red and blue boxes, which represented enemy and friendly forces respectively. The user had to identify the target by switching over to a secondary color display mode, which would then make a flashing circle visible on one of the moving targets. They then had to arm and fire the payload, which was only possible within the designated area, without hitting any of the blue targets. The user would then know what was hit by means of a red circle in the center of the screen that would scale with the selected level of zoom. Once the participant eliminated the correct target, text would appear letting them know that they were successful, or unsuccessful if they hit a blue target box. Finally, this version of the payload controller allowed users to navigate around the payload map with simple drag and pinch to zoom gesture inputs. This helped to improve user accuracy as they were not limited to just using a set of sliders to move around the screen space. Once the user had completed both of their given objectives, the test would end. Participants were not tasked with landing the aircraft due to the wide range of flight experience.